if you're looking to get the absolute most out of your Colorado Springs experience, be sure to watch this entire video because we're going to give you some little known facts and some well-known facts that you need to know in order to understand the Colorado Springs landscape entirely. So to kick it off, I think we should talk about how many people actually live here because it's kind of important.
Is it just a little bit or is it a lot? I feel like
depending on where you're coming from, which we just showed some buyers from out of state from California. That place is a little congested. I think it could be very important to you. So Colorado Springs has obviously grown a ton over the last several years, but our current population is about 500,000 people. Almost 200,000 less than Denver, so that is just something to be aware of. We are growing, but we are not like shoulder to shoulder. I don't think it's super crazy here just yet.
No, and I think, it's always so interesting when we kind of chat about Colorado Springs and the good and the bad and all of that kind of stuff, because it doesn't feel congested. It doesn't feel like we're overpopulated. You just don't feel crowded, I don't think, but we continue to grow all the time, and so you can definitely tell that we're growing. But then, when you're comparing us to like Denver or to San Diego or to, even Austin or Orlando, like places like that are like that, I feel like we're still so small compared to those bigger cities.
Yeah, and it's crazy that we're the second largest city in all of Colorado, Denver being the first one, we're the second one. And when you think, oh man, it's a huge city, like you're going to compare it to those places that you've heard of, where like downtown style traffic, where everything is just all in one place. And Colorado Springs is so spread out. You have like old school mom and pop stuff on the west side. You have brand new stuff popping up on the north side. Even the east is growing and the south is obviously growing as well. So you can find a lot of different things throughout the Colorado Springs region. And again, you don't feel so claustrophobic. And if you want to be even less claustrophobic, move to one of those areas where it's still growing. East side Colorado Springs is still getting developed. South Colorado Springs has high turnover with military, but you can find pockets where it's not super crazy.
Yeah, and I even think like the crazy areas, I still don't think it's crazy.
I don't think so either.
But maybe we're biased because we are born and raised here, and so it's just, now has it come a long way in 10 years? Absolutely.
For sure.
But it still feels very small town, even though we are number 2. Kind of crazy.
All right, fun fact number 2. You do not have to be inside nature to enjoy the Colorado Springs landscapes. A lot of people that reach out to us from all across the nation to move to Colorado Springs, I'm Sean, this is Crystal, we're your local real estate agents. They ask that question, like, do you have to get skis and do you have to go hiking? And especially because of all of our seasons, it's like, do we have to invest in all of these things to really get the most out of Colorado Springs? And from 2 people who really don't ski, snowboard, go out and hike as much as we want to because we live in pavement, the answer is no. You could still enjoy the beautiful Colorado Springs landscape. I can see the entire Rocky Mountains right here out the left side of my window and really enjoy Colorado Springs. Now, if you are a nature lover, of course, there's really no better place, in my opinion, to live than Colorado Springs. There's so much to offer.
Well, and I think people, us being so nature heavy, I think that people do gravitate towards Colorado Springs because of that. But what nature means can mean so many different things, to where I love the fact that we wake up and every single day we can see the mountains, right? That to me is nature. I am not going to be the person that's going to wake up and go on a hike. But that doesn't mean that the nature, the beauty of the nature isn't something that I absolutely enjoy. Because, a few months ago we made a road trip to Texas, and first off, I don't like to do road trips, you guys, but it was so dry, so flat. There were like no mountains at all. And it was a very big reminder to me of how much the mountains, just being able to see them on a day-to-day basis, watching our sunsets, watching our sunrises, on how important that is and how much that does make an impact on your day-to-day. So,
not to poke fun at Arizona or California or Nevada, you guys have some mountains, but Colorado Springs mountains are just different. It is such this wide range. You can see them from practically anywhere in town. You don't have to buy $1 million house to have mountain views.
Yeah.
Like, you have to find the right house, and you have to make sure that they're not going to build anything across the street. We always say mountain views are never always promised, right?
Yeah.
They might have them when you move in. They might be gone 6 months later if they decide to build across the street from you. But having the range of mountains that we do, just from a visibility perspective, is just such a, you know that you're in Colorado Springs. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Well, Pikes Peak is like one of the largest mountains, and you can, it's what people know about Colorado Springs.
Yeah, go do some 14ers.
Yeah, thank you. But you can ride the train that will take you almost up to the top. But it's a staple of Colorado Springs. Even with that said, with nature in general, if you're an avid biker or an avid runner, there's a trail for you anywhere and everywhere that you go to move. If you are a snowboard and a skier, like, there's a mountain that you can get to within an hour and 20 minutes from Colorado Springs. And so if you want to go hike the incline and that's something that's super important to you, there's just so many different things of nature, no matter kind of what excites you, what you like, what your hobbies are. If you want to go dirt biking, there's all kinds of different trails. If you want to go hunting, like, all of that to me is just so amazing to have here in Colorado Springs. But I think that's very special about Colorado Springs, is that our nature just looks so different, but there's so many different things kind of no matter what you're wanting to do with it.
Well, and on top of that, even when it comes to your own house, like, we live in an HOA community where the rules and restrictions are, I would say, higher. But if you want to live in an area where there's a 150-year-old tree in your backyard, there are places in Colorado Springs for that. If you want to make your entire backyard a garden oasis because you have a super green thumb and you want to grow all the vegetables and all the herbs and things like that, there's places in Colorado Springs where you can do that. If you're like me and you don't want to have to take care of nature, you could put in artificial turf and have your mandated HOA trees, and you can live your best life and never have to mow your lawn. So yes, nature is going to always be out your front door. It is a huge aesthetic piece of Colorado Springs. There's places where you can be super close to it, and there's places where you don't have to deal with large trees, or you could just be a little bit further out in the plains, like to my right now. So it just really depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, another fun fact, since we're talking about kind of like the unique things with Colorado Springs when it comes to housing, because we are your real estate agents here. So if you are relocating to Colorado Springs, we want you to give us a call or send us a text. But another thing that I absolutely love is that you can get a 100-year-old home, or you can get a brand new home. And we have a ton of cookie cutter homes, but there's the nice thing about it is that there's a home for everybody, kind of depending on like what you're looking for. And that old style, that old charm that I've talked about several times, they don't build them that way anymore at all. You have that here in Colorado Springs. You have what are they called? But what the heck are they called?
Use your words. Bungalows?
Bungalows. What were we just talking about?
Victorian style house?
Yeah, like more of like your Victorian in like downtown area, to where it's historic. It's a historic piece of property. And so we have that, but then we also, we just showed some of our buyers, and hello, thank you guys for reaching out from YouTube. But we just showed them some new builds. And so it's like you have a little bit of everything here in Colorado Springs, no matter what you're looking for, which I love.
Yeah, and Crystal mentioned it, you can find your cookie cutter homes, but we have homes with brick, we have homes with vinyl siding, like you have stucco. So if you're looking for something particular and you don't want to be a part of a cookie cutter neighborhood, you can find that. There's so many different areas in Colorado Springs without an HOA where you have a lot more flexibility to do whatever you want to do with the style of home that you have.
For sure.
And yeah, there's 100-plus-year-old homes. There's brand new builds and everything in between. We have condos, we have townhomes, we have single-family homes. We just did a video on that last week, comparing the three of them and how to price them out and figuring out which one's right for you. So if you haven't watched that one, finish this one and then go check that one out. But yes, Colorado Springs has a ton to offer when it comes to your housing, the age of your home, the style of your home, what type of property you're going to get. So that's a huge plus.
Yeah. The other fun fact, snow. You guys, it's April. It's April. It's already freaking April.
Today's April.
I swear time goes by so fast, but we get snow. Surprisingly, crazy concept. We get 4 seasons. Sometimes we get 4 seasons in a day. But the biggest thing that I think people, when they are relocating, I think people always ask us is, how bad are the winters? How bad is this snow? What does that actually look like? And we are born and raised here, so we are a little biased. We're a little bit used to a lot of things. But the great thing is that when we get snow, it's more than likely going to melt within like the next day, unless we're having like a blizzard of some sort. But it gets cold, we get snow, you go build a snowman, or you go up skiing, and then you have sunshine, because we have sunshine, more than 300 days a year.
Yeah, I think that helps with our winters. Like, will we get a crazy massive storm once a year or twice a year? Probably. But like Crystal said, it's going to melt the next day. We're at over 6,000 feet in elevation. We were just talking to some of the people that we helped move here from Texas, and they were like, it's crazy that it's 50 degrees because it doesn't even feel cold anymore here. Like, we're used to Texas where it's 75, but they're comparing like 10, 15, 20 degree variance in temperature from Texas, lower elevation, higher humidity, to Colorado Springs, because it just hits different here. You have to be here to feel it. And once you're here for a season or two, or you're a local like me, you're going to be out in 35 degree weather in shorts and a t-shirt, as long as it's not super windy. The wind does have a massive effect on the temperature, but it can be 35 degrees and sunny, and you will feel genuinely like it's springtime. It's pretty cool.
Well, and so with the snow too, I think that one of the things to pay attention to is that we get snow in April and May, and it's like a surprise snowstorm, and it's crazy because normally in like March, April, you start to put back on your sprinklers, you start to plant your flowers, you start to like get spring-like stuff, right? And then as soon as you do that, no joke, you guys, as soon as people are out there planting their flowers and planting their veggies, we get a snowstorm, and it literally freezes everything. And so if you are a gardening type person, or if you have a green thumb, that's not Shauna and I's thing, but I will tell you that it is very hard to be able to do that kind of stuff here because of our weather, and because we'll get snow in April, May. I don't think June.
Occasionally you'll see some snow, but it's not a storm.
No,
it's
but
just like,
May
wow,
for
how
sure.
did that happen?
March, April, May, it's always like a surprise blizzard. You're like, what the heck? It was literally like 85 degrees yesterday.
Yep. And I've said it 1,000 times. I'm gonna say it again. All-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, highly recommend it. Front-wheel drive is okay. You're not gonna make it through the harshest of days, but you can survive. Do not only have a rear-wheel drive sports car and have to go out. If you work from home and that's all you want to drive, kudos to you. Do your thing. But if you have to go out in town, if you have to drive I-25, Powers, Woodman, Academy, Circle, any of the major roads, or even through your neighborhood, those actually get worse than other places because the city takes care of the rest. So if you're going to go check your mail in your Mustang when it snowed last night and iced over, don't do it. Walk or get an all-wheel drive vehicle.
Well, and we see people that, are from Colorado too, and they're not the smartest people, and they'll take out their sports car in the middle of the freaking blizzard, and then they wonder why they're stranded on the side of the road. And so I will say that if you are moving here from areas that don't have snow and that you're not used to driving in it, I wouldn't go out on big snow days, because it is different. It does ice up. The good thing is Colorado is prepped for it, right? So like, unlike Texas, to where you guys don't get snow very, very rarely. You're not equipped to be able to handle the roads and the ice and getting the snow off of the streets. Colorado is, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're still not going to have, if there's ice and, Barnes, the freaking road on Barnes and Austin Bluffs?
Yeah.
It's like a straight up hill, you guys. So even though we're equipped to it, when it snows and it freezes, you're just going to slide right down that hill. And there's so many accidents. If you're not used to it, especially for like your first winter, don't go out in the sun.
Yeah, and that's a good point. What she means by that is the city goes out and pre-treats the roads the day before the storm. So you're going to see these big city vehicles that are putting things on the road. You're like, what are they doing? They're pre-treating the roads, and then overnight, a lot of the times they're going to send out the plows, and they'll plow the roads ahead of time, so you don't even have to super deal with it. But again, if we get a snowstorm, it's not like it snowed for 10 minutes. It's going to snow for several hours. So the plows can clear it. It can snow over that again. So they do the best they can. But yes, even if you do have an all-wheel drive vehicle or four-wheel drive, and you've never driven in the snow, oftentimes I see Jeeps on the side of the road or tipped over.
Hey, can't park there.
Because they think they have the all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, but even if you do, it doesn't prevent ice. Like, driving on ice is a totally different game. We do get ice, especially early in the morning when it kind of freezes overnight, so just be careful. All right, super fun fact, beneficial for almost anyone looking at relocating to Colorado Springs, is that our property taxes compared to the nation are incredibly low. The rate at what we have for our property taxes here, and I always like to put it in dollar perspectives too. We're pretty familiar with Texas. We've helped a bunch of people move there. I hear them say their average property taxes are anywhere from $12,000 to $20,000, which is pretty crazy. One of the houses, it was a small house and it was downtown, so it's super old, but their property taxes were less than $1,000 annually. But even in some of these newer communities, we're talking $3,000 or $4,000 for your annual property taxes, which is a steal.
Yeah, and within Colorado, with Colorado Springs too, you have to be careful with property taxes on new builds because they're not assessed on the home value. It's just assessed on the land. So people do get kind of, that gets wonky. But because we are high military too, we also offer military, no, not discount.
Your words.
If you are a certain
Verbiage.
percentage, I know, I'm trying to think of like the right word.
You get a tax break.
Yes.
A property tax break if
you
have any
are certain disability with military, which is really good. And then also we have a senior tax exemption too if you are in the home for a certain amount of time. If you are military and or if you are a senior and you are relocating here to Colorado Springs and you want more information about those, definitely reach out to us and we'll be able to get you a guide and send you some links that will give you a little bit more information. Houses are assessed basically every 2 years. And I remember when our taxes went up like crazy. And when I say crazy, you guys, it went up $1,000. And
that was our new build, right?
No, that was the house that we had on Evening Vista. Remember? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because that was post-COVID.
Yeah. And so when it went up, and then of course your monthly payment goes up, I was like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Then we started looking at all these other places out of Colorado.
I was ready to move to Florida.
And it was so alarming. Like, I could not believe Texas was probably like the biggest one. And people say it, we hear all the time, but then like when you actually are when you're trying to purchase a home and you see how much that changes your payment, it's freaking crazy. And so Colorado Springs does have pretty low property taxes. There are a few other benefits that you can get if you qualify and stuff. So,
and if you're a first-time buyer or you're just not familiar, I'll give you an easy math formula. If you have $12,000 in property taxes, Texas, that's an extra $1,000 a month on your bill. If you have anything less than that, then you just basically divide it by 12, and that is your math. I'm not doing math while driving because that's dangerous. What's 4,000 divided by 12? 333? We're going to go with 333. Check my math and post it in the comments.
But there's just a few things that we wanted you guys to kind of know about Colorado Springs that are kind of fun facts. As you guys know, we are born and raised here in Colorado. We are your local real estate agents. So if you are thinking about relocating, we want to be there to help you no matter what state you're in, and no matter if you're wanting to move within next week or if you are still a year or 2 years out, we would love to meet with you. Please don't, one of the things that we do here a lot is like, I don't want to waste your time because I'm not quite ready. That is what we're here for, you guys. But we would rather you reach out now and us have a conversation, whether it's a Zoom or if you're here in Colorado Springs just vacationing. We want to meet you and see how we can help you guys. So,
true story. Subscribe to the channel. Check out all the things Colorado Springs and surrounding areas. And until next time, we will see you in the next video.